What's going on, everybody? Who we got in there? We got Nick, Savvy. Hello, everybody. So good to see you in here, Nick. Uh, Dragon. Before I begin, I got a very special message. Dragon, I want to wish you a very great but late happy birthday. I wish I could have done this on your birthday, but obviously, with work, I couldn't do it on your birthday. So this was the next best thing. Um, I hope everybody is staying safe. If you're in the South and was part of the first winter storm that came through with all the ice and the snow, mainly the ice, especially in Texas, Mississippi, Arkansas, Louisiana, Tennessee. I hope you're staying safe with that. I hope everything's going great with that. If you're on the I-95 corridor between Savannah, Georgia, and Boston, Massachusetts today, be very careful. How's it going, Mina? Look, I'm not on a Ouija board talking to everybody. Um, Sorry, I had to. I had to do that. Loved the episode last night. Nick, Mina, it was awesome. Mina, you need to play your flute more when dealing with Native American spirits. They seem to have loved that. So you should try to incorporate that more when dealing with Native American spirits. um, Sorry. I don't know. It kind of feels like I'm trying to get sick. I don't know. Um, it is still snowing here in Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm on my way up to Pennsylvania today. Eventually, when I start driving, the roads do seem to be moving. Don't mean they're going to be moving very long, because I do have to go through Virginia and Maryland and all that, right where all that uh, storm cyclone is going through. So we'll have to see how that works out later on today. But yeah, I hope everybody's staying safe. I know this is the remake of the video because I did postpone it just before that first storm hit. Because I figured if people lost power, I did not want them using their phones and running their phones down just in case they had an emergency. They could call out to somebody. So yes, Mina, that flute session was so amazing. Um, and it did seem to calm your ailments down. I mean, like I said last night during the premiere, a lot of times people don't realize, depending on how close the spirit is to you, or if they're trying to take you over for any reason, a lot of people have different reactions. You apparently get sick. I've gotten sick before, so you're not alone with the whole, oh no, I got sick on an investigation. You're not alone with that. I did it with my very first one. And yes, I did add you and Nick into the description of this live, putting your Instagram on there. That way people can go and follow you, two amazing people. You should have, 400,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel right now, because you two are so amazing. Hi, Mom. Yes, bring it. Whenever we can get a chance to actually, you and Nick meeting up with me, that would be amazing to do. I would not be opposed. Just okay, if we go to whistle through the Appalachian Mountains, let's do it before we walk into the woods. That way, if we hear something holler back at us, it don't, try to rip our arms off and beat us to death with our own limbs, because that would not be a way to end the night. And I know, Nick, I've been I started posting your stuff on my Instagram as well, trying to put your videos out there to get more people to come to your channel and watch your videos, especially during your premieres. People just don't know what they're missing with your premieres and your investigations. You guys are so awesome. Hello to everybody just coming in. Yes, Bigfoot does like music too. But I also like my appendages where they're at. I know I'm hoping, okay, I know this is gonna sound horrible to some people. I do not want this weather to stop. I want it to keep going like this. These are some really nice temperatures. It's like 18 degrees outside right now. If you hear something hollering, you're running, huh? I might run towards it too, up to an extent. If I hear it hollering, I might go towards it, but then if it stops hollering and starts calling my name, I'm turning around going the opposite direction, because there should be nothing in there that knows my name. Yes, she did do an amazing job on that video last night. Now, when it comes to the Garnett House investigation, I've come up with a plan for it. I will go live for about an hour and a half of the investigation. After that, I'm going to kill the live, and I'm going to record it and then post it as a premiere later on. I'm not going to edit it. There will be no edits. The only thing that I'm going to be doing is taking it and putting it on a system to put each one, each film segment together. But I'm not going to edit anything out. So when it comes down to it, when you watch it, what you see is what happened at that exact moment. I know it does calm the beast. It calms me down every once in a while. Especially depending on the music, on what kind of mood I'm in. If I start playing it, as to whether it calms me down or pumps me up. Not gonna lie, today, weather the way it is, I may go down the road, start listening to Metallica or Pantera or something, just driving through the snow. And just so everybody can see exactly what I'm looking at right now, this is what it looks like right now in Knoxville, Tennessee. I think all in all right now, I think we've got about 2 or 2.5 inches of snow just where I'm sitting right now at this state scale, and it is so beautiful out here. I mean, you can't argue with the beauty of it, you know. Yeah, Mother Nature is being bipolar, but you know what? We're all bipolar in a way, but it's we got to get back on our meds, you know. especially Mother Nature. She don't know what she wants to do. But I'm praying for everybody that's on the East Coast today, including Florida. Florida is supposed to be getting some of this. They're even talking, you know, the Bahamas are supposed to be getting snow. Yes, Nick. That is the perfect. This is the perfect weather to go down the road listening to heavy metal with. I mean, but safely. You have to do it safely. You know, you can't be some of these boneheads that think, oh, I can drive 80 or 90 miles an hour down the road and slam into a guardrail because you done lost control. Yes. Yes, Abby. If it looks like glass, don't drive on it. And yes, the Bahamas are in the crosshairs. I mean, you've heard of lake effect snow. Today they're talking Gulf effect snow from the Gulf of Mexico, or I'm sorry, the Gulf of America, whatever the hell you want to call it now. It's the Gulf. I'm just gonna call it that. But it's supposed to get Florida, the Bahamas, all the way down to Miami. You know, they're talking all the way down to South Florida is supposed to be dangerously cold for them. Yes, I will be staying away from the boneheads as much as possible. I've already let my dispatcher know what it's doing here because I looked at the radar and all the way up I-81 today to basically the Maryland border on from Virginia until about 2 a.m. It's supposed to be snowing. So, oh no. Okay, Dragon, you be careful. Have a good night. Hopefully you can stay in the live longer next time. But yeah, I just hope everyone stays safe because, I mean, even if you're a bonehead out here driving, you end up in a ditch, you're going to have someone like me that will stop to help you because you don't deserve to sit out in the cold waiting for hours for somebody to help you out in a situation if they can. Don't get me wrong, I'll probably laugh about it because you were being retarded when you know that you can't drive real fast in this stuff, but you do anyway. I know also be mindful of your elderly parents, your friends, whoever may have lost power or may lose power, go check on them. They may need your help, you know. Yeah, don't be a tartar. Um, I mean, you know, if if you have to, do like I'm going to do. If it gets too much, just stop. Find a place to park, call it a day. Be like, well, we'll try again later on. Um, no sense in killing yourself or somebody else because you decide you're going to keep going. I mean, I've been doing this 22 years. I know when to stop. I really do. If I'm driving down the road and all of a sudden I'm looking at the seal on the back of my trailer, I should have stopped long ago. Now, I haven't quite decided yet. I want to see how the rest of this live goes for me. But if it goes good and I don't have any issues, I may set my phone up and kind of do an impromptu live while driving down the road just so everybody can see exactly what I'm driving through, especially when I get to Virginia, because that's going to be the true test of the rest of the day. When I hit Virginia, I don't want any problems through Virginia, but I will be going through the mountains, you know, at some point. And going through the mountains during a winter storm like this can get a little bit treacherous, you know, depending on what you're doing. Sorry, there's this pickup truck over here that's got me all, what in the hell is he doing? But yeah, it can be a little treacherous. I'm not gonna lie, but yes, I will see about doing a live road trip with everybody, just so they can see what I'm driving through, and they can also see the rest of the crazy people that are on the road trying to drive as fast as they want. I would say from the time I hit Virginia to the time I get to Pennsylvania, so I'm looking at a good 4 to 500 mile stretch of being in the mountains, in the mountainous areas. I will actually be bordering West Virginia. So, no, I actually do not. I do not speed, Mina. On days like this, with weather like this, I have a philosophy. If I cannot maintain a 35 mile an hour speed limit safely, I get off the road. If I feel any of my tires slip at any point, I get off the road. I will drive 5 to 10 miles an hour slower than everybody else on the road because I'm going to keep a distance between me and the person in front of me, because if they screw up, I want time to be able to slow down or stop if needed without slamming into them, because 80,000 pound vehicle slamming into a 20,000 pound car, that's going to be like a train hitting a car. And I personally don't want that, because that is going to end up killing somebody. But Thank you, Sabby. Sabby is such a good moderator. Got to give it up to Sabby. Got to give it up to all my moderators. They are great. Um, if for any reason I do feel that I need to stop, I will. I'll stop someplace, get something to eat, kick back, relax, try again tomorrow. Because from what I understand, this storm, this bomb cyclone that came down, it's only supposed to last for today. So, you know, I mean, hopefully by tomorrow it has pushed off for people that don't like driving in it. Me, I don't mind it. Yeah, actually, Nick, there are truck stops through that route. There's actually quite a few of them because they know drivers have got to stop after driving for 11 hours. So they figure they can get fuel, they can get something to eat, get a shower in, call it a night. So I don't mind stopping at some of them. The ones I don't stop at are the ones that decide, okay, we're going to make them pay to park, even though truck drivers are nickeled and dimed out here for everything, but we're going to make them pay to park. And a lot of them are like $20 a night. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's a hard no for me. Especially if their parking lot looks like something from a bad horror movie when you pull in. That's a good sign that don't stop there. You might end up on somebody's dinner table for all we know. I'm not saying anything bad about the Appalachian Mountain people, but you might end up on somebody's dinner table. They do be hunting out there. I can guarantee there's some people out here in Eastern Tennessee right now looking at this weather going, that's some damn fine good hunting weather right now. So not really wanting to mess around with them people. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. And if for some reason the truck stops are full, like this place I'm parked at right now, it's a Tennessee state scale. There's state scales in every state. I may just pull into one of those and call it a night. They're not gonna be too upset. What mountains am I going to be driving through? I'm going to be driving through the good old Appalachian Mountains. The mountains that you don't want to really whistle through as you're taking a leisurely stroll through the woods in the mountains, because something might whistle back at you, or you might start hearing stuff crashing through the tree limbs coming towards you. Yeah, those mountains. Now, if I end up on like a missing 411 episode, we know why. Because I decided to get out of my truck and mess around and get ripped apart by something bigger than me. One of these days I will do that. But, just, I don't know, probably not today, because running through snow, that's like running through water. And if I have to run to get away from something, it will catch me. And plus, I'm old. I haven't made it to this age because I ran away. I'd probably want to try to stop and stand my ground and probably get murdered by some creature in the woods. But yeah, if I end up on a missing 411 episode, we all know why. I decide to get out of my truck and mess around. And either aliens or some creature in the woods snatched me up. Yes, I am still young at heart, Savvy. I'm young at heart, but my body wants to argue the fact of me being young at heart. You know, it tries to tell me, hey, you can't do that no more. No, I'm not going to let you. There we go, Mina. That's it. I ran off with a Wendigo. um, tell them some. The skinwalkers came all the way from Utah just to snatch me up for whistling through the Appalachian Mountains. That's it. They'll go with that. They'll go with that. They'll be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that explains everything." You know, he started whistling through the mountains, and the skinwalkers found out and came all the way from Utah just to snatch him up. But no, on a serious note, though, there are some strange things going on in them woods that even the people that live in them woods do not mess with. You know, there is a list of rules that they live by, and they try to make everybody live by those rules going in. You know, one, you don't walk into them woods or them mountains at night alone. You don't whistle. You don't want to camp in those woods. In fact, they'll just tell you stay out of the woods after the sun goes down, because there are so many things that they don't understand that's going on in them woods. People have went missing in those woods, in those mountains. But you've also got to remember, there used to be mining there in the Appalachian Mountains. So people walking through the mountains at night, they may end up falling down a mine shaft that they may fall, 700 to 1,000 feet, never to be seen again. But I've never been one to shy away from a challenge. I challenge myself every day. I mean, I drive a truck. So, yes, that is terrifying, Mina. I mean, to think about it. You're walking alone in the woods, in the mountains, just enjoying nature, listening to the sounds of nature, and all of a sudden just poof, you're gone because you fell down an old mine shaft vent and you're never seen again. I mean, they don't know where you went. They're not going to find your body. Maybe in 1,000 years, people start excavating, through there, and they find one of those mine shaft vents, and they go to dig down in there and get down 1,000 feet. They find, dead animal bones, humans, everything else. That's where a lot of the missing people may have gone. We don't know. All right, new health update. All right, everybody. I have a concussion from many falls, and yes, I'm still falling. I'm trying not to. That is what they are thinking is causing my shaking. There's literally nothing that can really be done about it. It's something that's kind of got to go away on its own. It would probably help if I'd quit falling. But me being hard-headed and stubborn, I got to keep doing my job. I can't just stop doing it. But if I do fall, let's try not to fall and hit my head, because that just makes it even worse. But I still have shaking fits. In fact, me and Savvy, we both come up with a plan. If I start shaking or go to start shaking during a live, she can shut the live down. She will let everybody know why she did it. Um, it don't seem to happen while I'm driving, because I've always been naturally shaky. You know, I could be sitting there holding a pen or a pencil or something, and you could literally see my hand shaking. I've always been naturally shaky. So, there is that. But we do have a plan in place where if I feel it coming on, I can do what I need to do to let her know, and she will shut the live down, let everybody know why. Um, I don't I don't want to keep anybody and everybody in the dark. That's one reason why I'm letting everybody know. This is real life. This is what happens. As you get older, everything you've done to your body growing up, it does tend to catch up on you eventually. And well, I'm paying for that now. Every day I'm paying for that. So hopefully, at some point, it will all just stop. I'll be fine. Um, when it comes down to it, I can honestly say I will be retiring when the time is right. When I know that I am being told by our Lord and Savior that it is time for me to retire, I will retire. I will kick back. I will relax. I'll still do investigations. Uh, but as for driving, no, I won't be driving no more when I do it, because I figure at that point I will have had enough. You know, um, Now I do plan on doing the Garnett House there in Garnett, Kansas. I do plan on going down to Florida, meeting up with our good friend Bug down there in Florida to do an investigation. I still want to try to do a live one in Weston, West Virginia at the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum. I do still want to do a live there for everybody. I still want to do a live investigation for everybody at the penitentiary in Philadelphia. I'm not going to go anywhere unless if the good Lord tells me it's time to come home, then I will. And at that point, everyone will know, because I will be talking to everybody through a Ouija board. How's it going, Mr. Gray Day? I don't want to talk to everybody through a Ouija board anytime soon, so let's hope that does not happen. I may joke about it, but I don't want it to happen anytime soon. I think if I'm able to get into Trans-Allegheny anytime soon to do a live investigation, I guarantee that is one investigation that I think everyone would want to sit down and watch, for the simple fact, there is so much that goes on there. I mean, Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia is another one that there's always a lot of activity. But I know the one I really want to do that I'm really waiting to that can happen to see if it can happen, and I'm looking forward to is the one where I can get Nick and Mina to Point Pleasant, West Virginia. We go walking through the mountains, whistling for the Mothman. I would love to do that one, and I know Mina can't wait to be able to get to Point Pleasant and everything. Um, she's got her own reasons why she wants to get to Point Pleasant, but you know, that one I really really want to do. I want to be able to go to the TNT factory there in Point Pleasant, because they say that's where Mothman lives. So I would love to be able to go to the old TNT factory there. And yes, Point Pleasant, looking for the Mothman. It is a dream. It's a dream come true if we can get there. Not to mention, I think the people in Point Pleasant really, really want me to stop going over that bridge and calling Mothman out. I think they really, really want me to stop doing that. Then again, the people in West Virginia just want me to stop doing that. I mean, out of everything that I could be doing, calling out the Mothman on top of a bridge going from Point Pleasant to Ohio, probably not the smartest thing. Nice. That is one person I would love to be able to go and pick their brain. You know, what gave, besides all the reports and everything, what gave them the idea to write about the Mothman? You know, I would love to pick their brain. I mean, maybe we can go and leave a phone in the TNT factory, just in case, you know, Mothman wants to call any one of us. Leave our numbers in there and be like, look, here, Mothman, here's a phone for you. If you want to call any of us, just call us up, no matter what time of the day or not. You know, that is something that a lot of people are trying to figure out, considering, you know, they were doing some, the U.S. has always conducted some crazy experiments on things. So a lot of people are saying they're not sure if Mothman could be an alien, government experiment gone wrong, something from another dimension. Nobody's really certain anymore. I look at it this way: whatever he is, or actually I should say, whatever he or she is, we don't want to misgender Mothman. I mean, just saying. It's kind of crazy because not very many places can say we had something strange, tear something down, when they have physical proof, because the Silver Bridge collapsed and people lost their lives. So, you know, and that is true, Mr. Gray Day. Who says Mothman isn't an alien? You know, it very well could be an alien. You know, it could be something that came down, got stuck, can't get home, decides to create chaos, or instead of creating chaos, trying to warn people. True. Fallen a human bug hybrid. Anybody remember the movie Mimic that came out a long time ago? Yeah. I mean, maybe that's what Mothman is. Maybe he's a mimic. He can mimic whatever he wants to be. You know, one moment he's a flying insect. Next one is, you know, maybe it's a creature running around in the woods like a dog or a deer or something. We don't know. I mean, we could be running into him every day and don't know it. Yes, I mean, me personally, I think it could be an interdimensional being that just pops in and out at will. So, you know, for some people, it might be, you know, one thing or something else, and the next moment, you know, just poof, he's there. Um, the Fly, help me. Um, I mean, okay, The Fly was a good movie. Not gonna lie, I know a lot of people didn't like it when it first came out, but you know, you gotta look at the day and the time that movie came out. For somebody to come out of a teleportation machine and be like, "Help me," and they're like part human, part fly. Yeah. Um, yes, Mina, we should. We should get a go if we get there. Use a huge flashlight to try to call Mothman. I mean, I haven't really seen the remake yet. I mean, I know I started it a while back ago, but I never did get to finish it. I need to. I need to sit there and watch it. Um, yes, Mina, Spaceballs. Oh my God! You know, I just watched that last week. I love that movie, Spaceballs. Um, I mean, you can't go wrong with Mel Brooks. You really can't. But then again, I also watched Blazing Saddles last week as well, and I still say if Blazing Saddles was made today, it would be the beginning credits and then cut to the ending credits. That would be the entire movie. There would be no in between. It would just be the credits. Yes, The Fly 2 was good. Um, but I mean, I'm a big movie person. I love movies as well. Good movies. Speaking of movies, you know, Catherine O'Hare, she left us home alone only to be babysat by Beetlejuice. Um, Rest in peace, Catherine O'Hare. You know, she died yesterday. That was a that was a hell of a shock for me to find that one out last night. You know, um, she definitely had a long career. You know, I'm glad that we were able to see part of her career play out on the big screen. You know, I don't know how I feel about Spaceballs 2. It's been so long since the first one came out. And plus, it's not going to be the same without John Candy playing Barf. You know, Yes, Mr. Grade A. She will be missed, you know. And, I started thinking about it. She was a year younger, well, not even a year younger than my mom, and only 23 years older than me. Nick. I did watch that show. I laughed so hard. I mean, of course, I've got a sick, twisted sense of humor. So, and I'm telling everybody now, I see a video, I'll put it on Discord and be like, yeah, it's going to be hot where I'm going. It's going to be hot where I'm going because I laughed at this. Um, the guy that played did the song for Sanford and Son also died. Bummer. Just goes to show, life is so short. Life really is so short. I mean, you just don't know what's going to happen day to day. And yes, Nick, that's why I tend to send, some probably not so politically correct videos to you on Instagram. I mean, I see those and I just start dying laughing. But yes, life is precious. I know a lot of people hate it when I say all lives matter, not just one race. All lives matter. It don't matter who you are. Your life matters. If it comes down to it, you need to take care of yourself, take care of everybody that you hold dear, because you never know when you wake up one day and that person may be gone. So, yeah. I mean, I would not want anybody to realize one day, oh, Damien ain't here no more. That would be sad. I would be sad. But we've always got what's in our hearts to remember people by. For me, it's going to be, everyone's going to remember me by my sick, twisted sense of humor. Yes, Mr. Grade A, everything. A lot of people don't realize, I've had these conversations with some people before. Well, how do it's like, well, how do you know that tree can't feel you cutting it down? Well, trees don't live. Actually, trees are alive. Everything is alive. Everything on this planet that grows is alive. So when it comes down to it, trees have feelings, fish have feelings, animals have feelings. Don't just go hunting to kill an animal just for the heck of it. No. I mean, if you're gonna go hunting and shoot an animal, make sure you do it for food, and then thank the Lord for what animal you killed for food. Everything has a purpose. But I know driving down the road, if a dog runs out in front of me, guess what I'm not doing? I'm not slamming on the brakes in an 80,000 pound vehicle. That is going to be nope. That's right, Nick. Only harm an animal for food or protein. That's it. If you're hungry enough, and you've always said, I know some people say, well, I could never shoot an animal for food. If you're hungry enough, you will. If you're hungry enough, you will do it. I mean, my niece is one of those that she won't eat deer meat. Well, if that's the only thing that you've got for the time being, say the world goes to hell, that's the only thing you have is deer around where you are. Guess what you're going to be eating, or you're going to be going hungry. Me personally, I love deer meat. I love wild animal meat. It's more natural. It don't have all the added fillers in it. That's right. If you got other people around and you got an animal coming at you that is meaning you harm, you need to protect yourself and the people you're with. Um, if you got something where it's like, say, a bear coming at you, well, a bear can come at me all at once. Like I said last night on the premiere, these hands are rated E for everybody, including spirits, including bears. I will throw down with a bear. I will throw down with a spirit. I ain't bashful. But yes, Mina, but that's why they have deer season. They know when it needs to be done. Now, I'm not going to say people in the Appalachian Mountains follow that, because a lot of people up there, they live up there. They may not go to town to go grocery shopping. They get their food from the land. So there's going to be some times where deer get shot and killed, and it's not deer season. So if oh yeah, mountain people are a whole different breed. They really are. Mountain people are a whole different breed. When it comes down to it, world goes to hell. Mountains are where you're going to want to be, because the mountain people ain't going to play. They are not going to want to play. Someone tries to go up there on top of their mountain to play games, not going to end well for them. It's really not. But I know, in all honesty, I know a lot of people are saying that, it's coming. I'm hoping not. Yes, Nick, think of that horror movie, Wrong Turn. Yeah, they made a wrong turn, all right. They turned off the main road onto a mountain road going up. That was their wrong turn. They should have stayed on the main road, stayed out of the mountains. Now, I do know the other day I did a video. I went over Brown Mountain there in North Carolina. One of these days, I'm going to get up there and go at night, stop at the overlook, and see if I can see any of those lights. It's funny, Mr. Great A. Hillbillies and mountain people are the same thing. I mean, it's funny because hillbilly used to be a term that everybody used. And then the elite people decided we're going to make it a derogatory term. And unfortunately now, a lot of people are taking that word back, because hillbilly is not a derogatory term. It's a way of life. And basically you've got mountain people that are basically hillbillies. We know everybody, they know how to do everything. You know, they know how to survive. They know how to build cabins. They know how to do hunting. They can find water. They can make moonshine. Um, so, 5 minute. Savvy's letting me know. 5 minute warning. Um, because I did say an hour, so yeah, 5 minute warning. But yeah, the hillbilly term is being taken back as a non-derogatory term. Uh-oh. You made that mistake in Pennsylvania in the Appalachian Mountains. Yeah. Yeah. Out of all the mountain ranges that I've driven through, I can tell you the Appalachian Mountains are the creepiest of them all. Deliverance. I mean, you get down to Georgia. I mean, if you can take the Chattahoochee River in a Speedo in Georgia, you can survive anything at that point. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. That movie is off the hook, but now I don't want no Misery reenactment being implemented on me. And just so you know, everybody, that would be handcuffed to a bed with a cinder block between my legs and somebody breaking my ankles. I don't want that to happen. So we're not even going to discuss that. That would be horrible. I don't even know how I'd react if somebody tried to do that to me. I mean, the handcuffing part to the bed, that would be cool. But if I looked up and they're putting a cinder block between my ankles and they're coming at me with a freaking sledgehammer, no, we gonna fight. I may have to crawl on the floor to get you, but we're gonna fight. Yes, Misery is a nightmare. I mean, that's like my worst nightmare all rolled into one right there. Now, what would be even more of a nightmare is that happening and then being thrown in a cornfield late at night. And then hearing somebody hollering out Malachi just for no reason. I would just die right there on the ground. I'd be done. I mean, that's just how it is. I would be dead. Yeah, Misery status. Yeah, like I said, we're not going to talk about that scene in that movie. That movie haunted my dreams for a long time. But then again, so did the original Children of the Corn when I seen it in the 80s. That movie still haunts my dreams, and I'll let everybody know I don't go into cornfields now because of that movie. The original Children of the Corn, cornfields are off limits. I don't care if there's an awesome maze in there. Great, you go in there and walk through it. I'm not. You know, I will hang out back here at the car. I will see everybody when they come back, or we will send the National Guard in to come retrieve your dead cold body from the aliens. So, but all right, everybody, I'm gonna wrap this up. So one, I can get down the road, try to get as far as I can, and I don't get killed. But I wish everybody a great day, a great safe day. Mr. Gray Day, stay warm up there in Minnesota. Everybody else try to stay warm as much as they can. And I will see everybody when I do my next live, or if you want to join the Discord channel, The channel is in the description of the video. Come join, take part in having fun with all of us, being able to talk with me, everybody else, get to vote on when I'd go live. So with that, everybody, I want to wish everybody a great day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.